On the Eastern Road to the NBA Finals, there have been twists and turns with every tick of the clock, each turn leading us to a greater vision of what lies ahead. Tonight, the road again passes through Madison Square Garden. And oh, what a vision in Game 3.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1999 NBA playoffs. Tonight, it's the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks.
Madison Square Garden, where 3 hours before game time, Larry Johnson worked on his shot. And who could blame him if he floated through the last 2 days after that 4-point play for the ages? And how tortured the soul of Antonio Davis, who fouled Johnson on the play. The news prior to Game 4 puts Latrell Sprewell in the New York starting lineup, while Marcus Camby has to accommodate many new fans after his spirited play. Rick Smits came alive with 25 points in Game 3, but the man who has torched the Knicks so many times, Reggie Miller, still struggles to recapture the old magic. The temperature in Manhattan today reached the mid-90s, but right now, no place in town is hotter than Madison Square Garden, sold out for the 294th straight time. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, with the Knicks leading the Pacers 2-1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Garden. Tom Hammond, Steve Snapper Jones, and Bill Walton. And here in New York the last 2 days, everybody's been making the LJ sign. Bill Walton's favorite.
Disgusting.
We have some waiting for you during the game. But, Steve, the talk now is that Jeff Van Gundy, despite leading the series, is shuffling his starting lineup. Latrell Sprewell will start.
Yeah, Latrell Sprewell is in the starting lineup for a couple of reasons. Sprewell's numbers are down, particularly his percentage. And I think that Jeff Van Gundy feels that that's going to give Sprewell that spark to get him started at the offensive end, which will help Larry Johnson, who has been the leading scorer in the series. But I also think that Jeff Van Gundy is thinking about getting a little edge, going to Indiana, 3-1, and getting control.
Well, you know, Sprewell had given them an edge coming off the bench with all that energy, so they won't get that, but they still have Marcus Camby.
You know, he was in the lost and found, but somehow the Energizer Bunny, a little bit too big to really be called that, has come alive. This guy has been making it happen in a variety of ways for Jeff Van Gundy, whether it's a block shot or coming up with a big rebound. Marcus Camby is now an item that Jeff Van Gundy cannot live without.
Meanwhile, Bill, the Pacers really have not played up to expectations the entire series. What does Larry Bird say to this veteran team?
Tom, this is absolutely killing Larry. And at the team meeting yesterday, Larry went around the room and once again defined the team roles, and then closed the meeting by saying, hey, how nice would it be, guys, if everybody did their job at the same time in the same game? We may even win a game if that happens. One guy who did do his job in Game 3 was Rick Smits, who became, after a slow start, the finisher that Larry Bird has been looking for. Rick Smits, the anchor to this front line, finally had the game that set the table for Indiana. But there was no finisher for the Pacers as Reggie Miller once again struggled. Yes, you can give credit to the New York defense, but Reggie Miller, who has to work harder for a shot than anyone in NBA history, has not done his job. Larry Bird has said to Reggie, you got to go get that ball. You got to take it from whoever has it and go out and make a shot one time. But There are bigger problems for the Indiana Pacers. They're playing joyless, expressionless basketball. They're playing not to win. Excuse me, not to lose rather than to win. They've got to let it all hang out. They got to have some fun out there and celebrate the greatness that is available to them rather than letting it sadly slip away, Tom.
Well, Reggie Miller has promised to be much more aggressive here in Game 4.
Well, that's a lot of talk. Let's see something out there.
And I think he now holds Bill in the same regard as he holds Spike Lee. The Pacers will be a little thin at point guard. For more on that, let's go to Jim Gray.
Well, Tom, that's exactly right. Travis Best, who pulled his groin back in the game on Sunday, is now out of today's game. He will not play. That game was on Saturday. He pulled his groin. He is going to be day-to-day. He hopes to return and play when the team returns to Indianapolis for Game 5. Now, the problem for the Pacers has been at the end of the game. They have had the lead going into the final 2 minutes of all 3 games, and cumulatively in those last 2 minutes, they have been outscored 23-9. And Reggie Miller, he is 0 for 5 in those 3 games in the last 4 minutes. I spoke to Reggie about it. Reggie Miller told me he wants the ball tonight. He's going to take the ball. He says he's not worried about it, so he doesn't know why everybody else is. He said it's the first team to win 4 games, not 2. Tom?
All right, Jim. In just a moment, we'll be sending you to our Showtime studio where Hannah Storm will be with former Knick guard and the new coach of the Orlando Magic, Glenn Doc Rivers. The Pacers and the Knicks getting ready for Game 4 at Madison Square Garden. And so is Spike, ready to bring the full force of the city.
What do you think this is, Indiana?